An entrepreneur is a person who has possession of a new enterprise, venture, or idea and assumes significant accountability for the inherent risk and the outcome. Although this is the definition, being an entrepreneur it's so much more. I'm Ted Williams, and we explore the entrepreneurship program at the City Colleges of Chicago on this installment of The Professors.
From across the city and the 7 city colleges of Chicago, broadcasting from 63rd and Halsted at Kennedy King College. Professors take the art of conversation to a higher degree.
Learning the skills and knowledge needed to create and operate a successful business may seem insurmountable to many. Having a great idea is just the first step needed to reach your personal goal of starting your own business. Today, we have invited some folks on The Professors that can help you succeed in turning your idea into a reality. Joining us are Sheila Lyons, Komen Foundation Executive Director of Entrepreneurship at the City Colleges of Chicago, Professor Claude Callery from Malcolm X College, and student and entrepreneur Deshinda Anderson from Wilbur Wright College. Welcome. Let's begin with you, Sheila. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the entrepreneurship program at the City Colleges?
Well, when you think about it, Ted, every business was started by one person with one idea. Well, that person is an entrepreneur, and that idea and the passion to pursue that idea is what separates them from everyone else. At City Colleges of Chicago, our entrepreneurship program understands that our students in this economy are either going to start a small business or work for a small business, and the courses and the programs we've created will help them in that endeavor.
Okay, wonderful. Claude, now you teach at Malcolm X, and you teach in the business program, you teach entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So tell me a little about what you do every day and what you see and what you've been able to accomplish, I think, with the students in terms of entrepreneurship.
Well, I think it's important to understand our key effort is to focus on individual entrepreneur, which I think is one of the advantages of our program. So what I mean by that is that we actually have the students come in and talk about their concept, their ideas. Many of the entrepreneur programs or classes tend to have the students come up with a fictitious company, and then they write this elaborate business plan. Instead, we focus on their plan, their concept, and then we have them do, in the first class, we have them just do a very short business plan, but it's very specific. It looks at market, it looks at a cost, and it also helps them to learn how to do some basic projections, but it's for their business. And the other part of this is that our audience is a little bit broader than just the entrepreneur who's looking at doing a startup. We also focus on the individual who has a business now and is looking to expand as well. So we actually have 2 audiences, that person who's just had that concept in the back of their mind, and the person who has a business but needs to expand it and hopefully, do some additional hiring once they expand.
So let me ask you a question then. If so, say I come to you and I have a business already, and it's a small business, and how would my track look different than the person that was just starting off? I mean, we're sitting in the same classes. Is there sort of a special time that you'd spend with me, or is there a special track or curriculum that is for those folks who've already started their businesses?
Well, to answer your question, I got to add one more piece.
Sure.
What's wonderful about our classes is that all our classes are taught by master degree professors. And what that means is that whether you have the business or you have a business that you want to start up, we're going to teach you the basic skills that are necessary to run a business in general. So the reason why someone will come to our class who already has a business is that they have some area of difficulty. Maybe it's in operations, maybe it's in marketing, maybe it's just basic accounting. We're taking everyone through that same path, but we're giving them some information that they just do not have. So even if they're in a room with someone who's still thinking about it, they're all learning at the same time, because there's some pieces they still do not know, and because our instructors are also assessing that, they try to adjust the program for the needs of the students there.
Wonderful. Well, Deshinda, I'm really excited about talking to you because you are a student and entrepreneur. And I met you a while ago when I spoke at your class about entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And so why don't you tell us a little bit about what your business is, what your concept was, how the entrepreneurship program helped you, and where you are today in your work.
When I decided to go back to school, I was working at the time, a normal Monday through Friday position, and I wanted more. And I knew that education was the key in order for me to become an entrepreneur. And I decided, of course, to start off with the city colleges. I chose Wright College, and when I got there, I was pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
And the reason why is because I didn't know they had an entrepreneurship program.
Okay.
And so walking through the halls, seeing all this advertisement regarding entrepreneurship, it really pulled me and motivated me even more.
Okay, good.
So the name of my company is DLA Real Estate Professionals, and we are a real estate company that appeals to homeowners and foreclosure properties,
Okay.
as well as renters.
Okay. Now, Sheila, this partnership that the Komen Foundation has with City Colleges is a brand new partnership, basically.
Yes, it is.
And why don't you tell me a little bit about how it developed and how you help students like Deshinda achieve their goals?
The Komen Foundation is a Chicago-based foundation, and their primary purpose is entrepreneurship. They have in the past had experience and relationships with the four-year schools, and they've also had some relationships with the high schools, with CPS. What they realized is there was really that missing link in the middle of what they called the student pathways, and that's City Colleges. They also looked very closely at the types of courses, the programs that we offer here, and they recognized that entrepreneurship as a program at City Colleges can be integrated into every program we offer. So while Deshinda is in the business school, we were also very interested in a student from the cosmetology school.
Okay.
Are you going to work in someone else's shop, or do you want to open your own shop? If you're in the child development program, perhaps again you want to work for someone else, perhaps you want to open your own, perhaps you want to open a chain of daycares. And so what we see is that students come here for a very specific purpose. The entrepreneurship program gives them that additional information they need to be successful business owners while pursuing their dreams.
I think it's great. We did a show on this a while ago, and I was very excited about it, as I am today. We could do 100 shows on this. I love this topic because I work with a number of students who do not all fit on the same path, if you will. And so I have a number of students that may not find the traditional liberal arts education to really benefit them. But this seems like a path that really would appeal to that student that may even find themselves bored by the liberal arts education, wanting to do more, know that they need to be in school. This is a real connecting point. So why don't you tell us, Professor Callery, maybe a little bit about some of the students that you've worked with and how maybe even you've had a similar experience where you found students, kind of pulled them and plucked them out and helped them to move towards their goals.
Well, we have some really exciting students. Okay. We have some, of course, single parents. We have others who are young, I'm going to say young, in their early 20s, who have already gone out, partnered with individuals, and are opening up a restaurant. We have others looking at developing one young lady already has a transportation company, and this company essentially transports people from here in Chicago downstate for various reasons. What we're looking at there is possibly expanding that business. So we have individuals who are already out here doing things at various ages, from the young, in their 20s, all the way up to their late 40s, 50s. And so we have that whole host of different characters within a classroom. And again, that's why we just push the fact that, well, all we want to do is create an environment where they can grow it. Grow that business, grow their interests, and hopefully succeed at the end of the day.
Well, now I do need to say this because I am a liberal arts professor. I teach political science and social science.
Yes.
So, liberal arts education is great.
Yes.
And it served me well even as an entrepreneur. I started a theater company about 10 years ago, and we do a lot of contractual work with not-for-profits and corporations and theater training to deal with, issues like conflict resolution, et cetera. But I found that my education, which was not even connected necessarily to entrepreneurship. I took one class in entrepreneurship my last semester at Rutgers University, and it was wonderful. We did a business plan. But I found that my education, I do have to say this, really has helped me, even in that realm, to be well-rounded, to even make connections with people. And so I do want to say that for our students, that it's also important to get some of those other disciplines under their belt, but entrepreneurship is very important. I'd be interested, Deshinda, in hearing what have been some of your obstacles in achieving this goal that you have set out to achieve.